myself and Eddie, you remember it, went down to Newquay Headland with some anglers, and when we got there was a big swell, wasn't it, coming in? Yeah. And the first thing we thought of was that swell coming in, and even because it looked low, we know the coastline and what it would get like. And
we did stay quite safe and stay up.
We stayed up quite high. We were restricted with casting because compared to where they were down the bottom, but we were up out the way, and the swell was coming in and out, and the guys were sitting down there fishing, and me and the guy were doing a bit of talk on rubbish and trying to say about keeping the coastlines clean and tidy, and all we heard in the back of the footage was Eddie shout, "Wave!" And the guys never had a chance to get out of the way. They managed to get themselves out of the way. They had the tackle boxes, their rods.
Yeah, I think Nick's camera, everything got wet, didn't it?
Everything was ruined. The camera was wet what he had. One of the guys was there, was soaking wet. He had to borrow it of the lad's clothes he had in the car. Luckily, no one was hurt.
But that was a very unfortunate incident, wasn't it? Yeah. I mean, we were there. We were all safe. We were all dry, and we picked the venue. Obviously not knowing it was going to be that bad, but we went down there in search of bass, so we needed that little bit of churn, that little bit of roughness. So we set ourselves back a little bit, away from the tide, knowing it was going to crash out in front of us, nowhere near us still. We were going to stay dry. That one wave, wasn't it? That one wave just come up out of nowhere, and I seen it 30 or 40 foot out, shouted to the lads, and it moved that quick by the time they had a chance to do anything.
In darkness, exactly the same. When we're fishing in darkness, we don't really do a lot of that on film because it's just for safety wise really. We might film the fish coming in and stuff, but when we're fishing rough weather and we're on our marks down on the South Devon coastline fishing for rays and that, when we work as a team, if there's 2 of us or 3 of us, even if there's 2 of us, we work as a team. If I've got a fish on and I'm reeling it in, I'm not just concentrating on getting that fish up and reeling it in. I've got my headlight zoomed out the sea. Because the guy what's down the bottom landing the fish, all he can see with his headlight is what's in front of him, and he's trying to land the fish. So he's looking out, trying to keep himself safe. I'm looking out above that, so if I can see anything come in, I'm going to tell him. Exactly the same, he's going to warn me. Get out the way, get out the way. I remember fishing with Scott, and we were down there, and exactly the same. And I had a big small-eyed on, and the wave was coming in. I said, "Get out of the way, get out of the way, get out of the way." I lost a fish because of the swell, but he was up out of the way. Never worth it. Never turn your back on the sea. As Will,
good tip Will just mentioned. Yeah. Never turn your back on the sea.
Never ever turn your back on the sea.
Never underestimate it. It's the most powerful thing on this planet. Now, if I can give another top tip on fishing rock marks anywhere really in general, is footwear. Footwear is essential to what you're doing. You're walking miles, you're on wet rocks, slippery ground, dangerous terrain. Me and Andy, we both got a different choice of footwear on today. I believe Andy's wearing a pair of studded boots. I've got a pair of walking and climbing boots. You don't have to go and spend the top end of money. I mean, yeah, I've bought myself an expensive pair of boots here, but it's the amount of hours I put into it. It's worth it. It's comfort on my feet and safety. Buying a decent set of boots with. Having the vibrant sole gives you excellent grip on a wet rock. Now, Vibram creates soles for all different kinds of boots, from high end to low end, and some aren't as good as another, so you might not all agree with me here. But definitely, on this set of boots I'm wearing, these Scarpers, can't go wrong. The grip is excellent. Now, obviously if I'm wading out through water, I've got studs in my boots, but I'll let Andy go into that a little bit more, as I think that's what he's wearing.
Okay guys, what I've got is the Snowy Rock Hoppers. Now, I've had these here, I think this is the 3rd pair I've bought over the years. I had them when they first come out, and I love them. I use them for floundering, I use them for gilting, I use them for bassing, I use them for raying. It just enables me, if I've got to go in the water, I can go in the water a little bit and put fish back and that, but if I take this off, I'll take one off and show you. Right? All studded in. Now, I've had these a little while now, but they're still working stronger, as you can see. When you're fishing with wet rocks, slimy rocks, as Will just said, you need a good quality pair of footwear. Trainers, no way, no way. I remember first starting out fishing and fishing up the Cleveland end of the Bristol Channel, codding, my mate Lee Greenaway. And we were going over the wet rocks, and I said to him, "Boy, you want to get some stuff for me?" And he said, "No, he'd be right." And he went over the rocks, and I had the camera on him, and he slipped once, and he managed to stay on his feet. And then he was like, "Oh, you got the camera, I won't do that again." Bang, he went straight out. And That's why you quality footwear all the way. It'll keep you safe on the water's edge, and if you have got to go down over that sort of terrain, it'll keep you on your feet. Whatever it is. You're line a mile there. 20. Yeah. Two fish they've just had, Eddie and Will, both within minutes. So we're going to get some videos of both of them and then put them back. So let's have some photos first, boys.
Now then, here we go. It's another 40 we've just had out. This one's gone 7-1. Not a massive spec, not a specie by any means, but nice fish. Put a bit more of a scrap. Blatant 40 this one. As like I said, I think the last one might have been a hybrid. If not, it was pretty nice spotted. Completely different patterns and colours to it. But I want to get this one back in the water. Tight lines.